melodic shrieking of shells dominates the torn battleground. The cries of desperate dying men emanate from smoking craters. The ground is soaked with blood. Those who are lucky enough to survive slog wearily onward. But even though some men escape the shells, they are condemned to lives filled with nothing but despair and isolation, and they are left with the one question: why? Join us as we seek to understand the suffering of these millions of men through the eyes of Eric Maria Remarque, a man who survived the war and sought to bring to light the emotional destruction of the soldiers in his world-famous war novel All Quiet on the Western Front. The beginning of World War I was hailed by Germans as a glorious event, as they regarded war as a chance to uphold the pride and power of their great nation. War propaganda depicted the soldier as a brilliant hero, shining with courage. In All Quiet on the Western Front, the main character, Paul Baumer, is a young German who is inspired to give up school to fight by his fiery nationalistic teacher.
Look at your leader. And I, too, look to you, Paul Baumer. And I wonder what you are going to do.
I'll go.
I want to go. Count on me.
Me too. I'm ready.
I'm not going to stay home.
That's what we've got to do. Let's all stick together.
We'll be generals before we're through, babe.
All right. All right. I'll go.
That's the way.
Unfortunately for the soldiers, their hopes died gruesome deaths on the battlefield of the Great War. The unexpected brutality of warfare was a result of new artillery and deadly machine guns, and it forced each soldier to struggle desperately to stay alive.
I wouldn't do it. You see, when you jumped in here, you were my enemy, and I was afraid of you. But you're just a man like me, and I killed you.
Through acts of desperation, like killing other men face to face, the soldiers come to accept amorality and emotional detachment as necessary for their survival.
The first time. Never mind, the stretcher bearers will find him.
No, he's dead, Cat. I watched him die.
You couldn't do anything about it. We all have to kill. We can't help it. That's what we are here for. Look there, for instance.
That got him. You should have seen how he leaped in the air.
That fella heads the
The cold, indifferent manner of the snipers portrays their amorality, as it would be considered morally unacceptable for a civilian to show the predatory traits of a sniper, but the sniper cares only about reducing the number of enemies he is fighting.
Maybe it was because I was out there with him so long, huh?
Sure, that's it.
After all, war is war.
In order to preserve his own sanity, Paul chooses to deny any feelings of guilt that he has, instead blaming his actions on the idea that war is war, that he simply did what any soldier was supposed to do. As a result of the soldier's emotional shock and frustration with society's ignorance, war becomes each soldier's entire reality and sole purpose.
If you boys want to come home, let me show you what you must do before you can come home.
When you get in it, the war isn't the way it looks back here.
Oh, you don't know anything about it. Of course, you know about the details, but this relates to the whole. And you can't judge that. Push on to Paris.
No, not in Flanders. Now, I tell you just where the break should come.
Here.
The enemy has too many reserves there. I insist upon Flanders.
I know, but my dear man, why should they do that when they're halfway through San Quentin already? Why go the other way?
Because Flanders is a flat country. There are no mountains, no obstruction.
But there's too many rivers there.
You asked me to tell them how much they're needed out there. He tells you, go out and die. Oh, but if you'll pardon me, it's easier to say go out and die than it is to do it.
Coward!
And it's easier to say it than to watch it happen.
You're a coward! No, boys! I'm sorry, Baumer, but I must say...
No use talking like this. You won't know what I mean. Only, it's been a long while since we enlisted out of this classroom. So long, I thought maybe the whole world had learned by this time. Only now they're sending babies, and they won't last a week.
I shouldn't have come on leave. Up at the front, you're alive or you're dead, and that's all. You can't fool anybody about that very long.
Tell me, Paul. How's it at home? Have a good leave?
In spots.
What's the matter?
Oh, I'm no good for back there anymore, Cat. None of us are. We've been in this too long. The young men thought I was a coward because I told them that we learned that death is stronger than duty of one's country. The old men said, go on, push on to Paris. My father even wanted me to wear my uniform around. It's not home back there anymore. All I could think of was I'd like to get back and see Cat again. You're all I've got left, Cat.
I'm not much to have left. I missed you, Paul.
At least we know what it's all about out here. There are no lies here.
He just fainted. He was
In
hit
this
in the shin.
passage, Paul brings a wounded Cat to the hospital, only to find that Cat is already dead. Having lost his last piece of meaning in life, Paul wanders out in a daze.
You're dead.